And this game marks the start of a road trip here for the Raptors. And, of course, they're looking forward to the return of Ben Gordon.
Yeah, that is really tough, Kevin. You never like to hear the sound of that. They're going to miss him, and by all indications, they're going to miss him for a long time. That was the exact opposite of the news they wanted to hear.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work ahead of him, and obviously we wish him well as he goes through his rehab. You feel so sorry for the guy. I mean, nobody wants to see a player go through what he's facing now, but we wish him well, and if anyone can handle it, he can.
Lowry against Kid Gilchrist. Lowry kicks to Gay. No good with the triple.
Well, an interesting revelation regarding Rudy Gay came out recently. I mean, he's had vision issues for years and refused to wear corrective lenses, contacts, or goggles. That might explain why a player with such a great looking stroke will struggle with his shooting percentages from outside.
He kicks to DeRozan. Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Kid Gilchrist. And it's Lowry penetrating. Here's Hansbrough. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul him, and free throws are better than a layup.
And Clark, you talked about Rudy Gay declining to wear contact lenses. Steve, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
Well, there's got to be a good reason for it, and I haven't talked to Rudy about it. But look, I mean, every player has to be comfortable out on the floor. You either, wear goggles or wear contacts or don't wear anything at all. I mean, whatever is comfortable, that's the most important thing.
The first free throw is good.
It appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
So he gets them both. Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
And here's Lowry after Gerald Henderson hitting the three. Shots good by Gay.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Henderson's got 6 points.
And a lot of times his first quarter seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on, and he's off to the good start.
Tries from 10, and the shot is good.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Henderson. And another three for Charlotte.
3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against New York.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
Bobcats have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Zeller. They grab their own miss. Jefferson from down in the low post. It goes. Jefferson's got his first points of the game. The Raptors have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Gay dishes to Valanciunas, and that one's good.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
The Bobcats have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Anderson. Off target from three-point range. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Lowry kicks to Gay. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And it's 7 points for Gay.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with a defender draped all over, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, Doris?
We talked about the impact players on these two teams, the ones who can take over a game single-handedly. And he told me that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist may already be in that category. He said he's a guy we've got to account for. He's just so relentless. If you're not ready to match his intensity level, he'll make you look bad. And Kevin, he said if they can limit his impact on the game, that will certainly help.
Thanks, Doris.
One thing Al Jefferson has worked on through his career is being able to pass better out of the post. And for a guy who draws as much attention as he does on the block, that's a nice asset to have.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And Clark, you mentioned where Al Jefferson has improved. You know, borderline all-stars, Stevie was talking about for so long. You wonder if Stevie is going to get to the next level.
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to improve defensively because his offense is really played at an all-star level. He's really tough to guard down there, but defensively he's a little slow guarding pick and roll. But if he continues to work at it and maybe improve a little bit, I think he could get into that all-star game.
The Raptors making a switch here. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Quincy Ace has come in for Hansbrough. Landry Fields checking in for Rudy Gay. And it's Ross in for DeMar DeRozan. Now here's Henderson. What a tremendous game he played against New York. And the shot is good.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Kicks it to Fields. Pass to Augustine. The dish to Fields. Out to the wing. Here's Ross. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
Takes the three. And the Bobcats another three.
They've been outstanding here in the first quarter. Great spacing, excellent passing, and the three-point shooting has been unbelievable.
Now the pass to Ace. It's Fields on the wing, guarded by Middleton.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively. He has really put his foot on the pedal this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Pass to Ross. Ross gets a screen from Gray. Augustine with it, now guarded by Henderson. Augustine passes to Fields. Here's Ross. And again, Toronto with the triple.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Walker dishes to Henderson. Three-pointer. AC with the rebound. Raptors trail by 5. Feeds it to Augustine. Passes it to Fields. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
Well, it's definitely been a shootout. But the team that can start playing some defense might have an edge.
And so lots of scoring.
Coming up next Monday night, November 11th, Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets go up against the Utah Jazz. Live from Salt Lake City. You don't want to miss it.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving, a lot of flow offensively. I like what I see.
You know, it was a rough year last season for the Bobcats. They didn't do so bad against the East, didn't finish with more wins than losses or anything, but with 18 wins against the rest of the conference, they weren't at the bottom in that category.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. DeRozan and Fields are the wings. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Augustine in at the 1 spot. Good. Charlotte's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Well, as you said, Clark, the Bobcats with 18 wins against the East last year, not anywhere close to where they need to be. But, Steve, they did have a better winning percentage there compared to other splits.
Well, that's a bright spot, I guess, Kevin. If that's what they're hanging their hat on, though, they're in some trouble. I mean, it's a team that has a lot of work to do to get back to the playoffs. But I guess it is good that they're in the East. That's the weaker conference by far.
Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against the Heat.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Now Augustine, after the missed three by Gerald Henderson. And Augustine kicks to Valanciunas.
It was a slow start at first for Valanciunas, partially because he was hampered by injuries at times, but towards the midpoint of the season, I think he really started to find himself. Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
And another thing he's known for all over the league is what an angry shot blocker he is. He does it with an attitude when he knocks it out of the air and sends it behind the shooter.
A new group in now for the Raptors. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He drains the quick shot. Antetokounmpo's got 5. And for Valanciunas, in his rookie season, you got to figure, Clark, a big part of it adjusting to the size and the strength of the NBA.
You're all over it, Kevin. He does need to add some muscle. He's athletic, gets up and down the floor pretty well, has excellent hands, which you can't teach. So that's an asset you love to see. I think in time, he could be one of the top scoring centers in the league. Rudy Gay is clearly a player with star potential, guys. He's got size, skill, elite athleticism. He's in his 8th season now, and he's looking to put it all together and make his first All-Star team.
The first one falls. And for Rudy Gay, a score, a terrific rebounder. He can do it all.
I think for him, it's the little things that will put him over the top. Just better shot selection, better focus defensively. But there's no doubt about it. He's one of the most talented players in the NBA, and that's why Toronto made the trade for him last year.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Rudy Gay playing very well. 10 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Going forward, I think it'd be a good idea to let him spend a little more time behind the arc. He looks like he has a nice touch from out there.
Morris with the bucket.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Dishes to DeRozan. He feeds it to Gay. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Valanciunas. The second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup. Valanciunas has got 8 points.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
The shot's good from Antetokounmpo. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair, back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
And here's Gay following the 3 from Antetokounmpo. Gay passes to Lowry. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Jefferson with it, now defended by Hansbrough. Antetokounmpo kicks to Jefferson. Here's Morris. The 3-pointer, no good.
You know, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey is a defensive-minded coach, and he's helped the Raptors improve from a team that was the worst defense in the league prior to his arrival.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
And a moment here now to see some stats for Jefferson. What a year he had last season. Last year, he averaged about 18 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games, dominating the glass in his trademark fashion.
Yeah, and all the rebounds he's been getting in those games have had a cumulative effect on the opponent. I mean, he'll wear you down physically and mentally with that rebounding work.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Don Clark, Coach Casey, had the Raptors in the middle of the pack defensively in his first season. Steve, they slipped back just a little bit as the season wound down.
Well, remember, they made a big personnel change trading for Rudy Gay. That can kind of change things a little bit for a team. But all in all, I think Dwayne Casey has done a nice job. And this year is really about kind of establishing a foundation for the future and getting better defensively, being more consistent at that end.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Al Jefferson. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He mentioned the need for more use of the pick and roll. It's a basic component of their offense that he said he hasn't seen nearly enough of. The other area he brought up was the importance of their defense against the transition game. He needs his team to get back and stay active at all times. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
And that one's good.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
Bobcats leading by 3. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Antetokounmpo. And the Bobcats another 3.
Man, oh man, Kevin. He's really feeling it from three-point range now. All of a sudden, it seems like he just can't miss.
Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem to the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, and it is bad. It was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep. And the Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Now, here's Hansbrough. A 14-point game for him in the win against Miami.
And don't forget about the incredible rebounding night for him, too. I mean, just devouring the glass all game long.
And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
A look here at last year in the NBA, where the Bobcats ranked. 6th in blocks, 8th in fewest turnovers per game. As far as free throw shooting as a team goes, not a strong suit. Top 20 in the league. A little bit of work to be done there.
And what really stands out is the blocks for me because that's a team that really dominated the paint area. And when they were on top of their game, they were very physical. They fronted the post a lot, forced some difficult shots at the rim. And due to their length and their size, they were able to block a lot of shots down there.
And out of bounds as the Bobcats gain possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
A new group in now for the Raptors. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And Walker kicks to Anderson. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, after that great first quarter from outside, he's cooled down here.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Bobcats leading by 6. Walker dishes to Henderson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Henderson's got 18 points in the game.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow him down.
Fields can't get it to go. That's a two-pointer from Walker. And the first half is now in the books. Bobcats lead by 9. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Casey, obviously it's early in the season, but how would you say this team is shaping up in terms of its chemistry and personnel-wise?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports as the NBA season revs up. Let's get into the halftime report. Charlotte up on top against Toronto. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. They've gotten some great minutes out of Gerald Henderson. His scoring has been on the rise, his game improving by leaps and bounds. The Raptors are still in it and going all out. They've started off pretty well this season, trying to continue the momentum. Rudy Gay is their top scorer. After 2, he's got 10 points and is also sharing the ball, picking up assists as well. And let's look ahead at the games that won't be tipping off until later tonight. Out in Philadelphia, it's the 76ers against the Wizards. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And one game also on the docket, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers up against the Bucks out in Milwaukee. Both will be looking to gain ground in the division. That one starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. And now, here's what's going on in the rest of the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers up against the Magic in Orlando. 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. And that's going to do it as we'll send you back to the game in Charlotte. The third quarter is coming right up.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Henderson. He has 18 points and 1 rebound.
He is giving them serious matchup problems because he can score inside and out.
Well, that's the hardest kind of guy to defend there. The Bobcats came out of the gates fast to start the season, won 7 of the first 12. Amazingly, that actually tied their win total from the previous season that had been shortened, and they set a record for a team matching a previous year's win total in the fewest games, but unfortunately it didn't last.
We've got Al Jefferson, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Henderson. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Zeller in at the 4. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, Al Jefferson signed a 3-year, $40 million contract with the Bobcats this summer. He said growing up in small-town Prentiss, Mississippi, it's no problem for him playing in a small market, and he loves the fit with the team. Coach talked about the impact he can have, saying, quote, the toughest thing to do is execute in the half-court offense. But when you have a guy like Al, it makes it a lot easier. Guys?
Sure does. Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, as you said, that hot start would quickly vanish as those 7 wins would end up being an entire third of their total wins of the year. Steve, once the meat of the season came around, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, reality always sets in the NBA, Kevin. I mean, when you don't have enough talent, you might get off to a hot start, but it's all going to turn around. And that's exactly what happened with Charlotte. But look, they're getting better. I like some of their young players. They're competing. I think this team has a better future than people realize.
And the Raptors call time here. And this is the first time matched up with the Bobcats this season.
Well, it was a disappointing season series a year ago. They split against a team they thought they should have handled pretty easily.
Charlotte making a switch here. Middleton's checked in. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. Better teamwork. That was the message he was drumming home to them. He said, we need better shots. Work the ball around and find the open man. He also wants to see a lot of bodies down low at the defensive end, saying, quote, if they're going to beat us, let's make them make shots from the outside. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And just to touch again on what Steve said, they had a 500 record in their games last year, but, you know, they expected to do better.
Definitely, Kevin. I mean, against these guys, one of the worst teams in the conference last year, a split is not a good result. It's actually borderline unacceptable. You know, for as much as Jefferson scores in the low post and all the attention that he gets, one of the more underrated aspects of his game is that he is rarely careless with the ball.
Now here's Gay. He's got 12. 6 on the shot clock. That's good. Gay's got 4 points now in the quarter. And for Al Jefferson, great footwork and fakes down low. A very nice way of maneuvering his way in a congested area.
Yeah, he's got huge hands, Kevin. He's so able to gather and go up with that right-handed hook, that kind of one-handed push hook, and you know, he dominates that block.
And so it's Charlotte with it, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Valenciunas lays it up and banks it in. Valanciunas has got 10.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Here's Middleton, powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And so here's Toronto, following the score by Charlotte. And then Gay with the dunk.
Maybe that'll ignite them. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geeked.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bobcats.
You know, when you have a season that the Bobcats had last year, it's easy to look at a number of low points, but perhaps the lowest point was being down by 50 points to the Thunder in the game early in the season. And that one's hard to swallow.
Charlotte making some changes. Zeller, he's checked in for Jefferson. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Chris Middleton. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He focused immediately on their defending, specifically in transition, saying he wants them cutting down on the number of fast breaks they've been given up to this point. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
And thank you, Doris.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
And here we go. Fast break. Kid Gilchrist has got it. And the jam by Gerald Henderson.
He's been key for this team's offense, the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve. No doubt.
Raptors trail by 19. Here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists tonight.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
A nice shot by Zeller.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
There's a minute 40 left here in the third quarter. Lowry drives in. Gay outside. Lets the three fly. Here's Hansbrough. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Hansbrough's got his third basket of the night right there.
A top-notch offensive rebounder. Clark, it seems like he's always around the ball.
Yeah, it sure does, Steve. One of those guys you've got to find when the shot goes up. Get your body on him or he'll embarrass you.
Now Lowry after the missed three from Morris. Lowry with the ball, and Zeller picks him up defensively. Kid Gilchrist against DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Valanciunas. The shot is off. And the Bobcats going the other way now. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebound by Kyle Lowry. Raptors trail by 17. It's Gay on the way. Three-pointer. That one goes. Count it. Gay's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Goes up on the block. A nice shot by Zeller.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
Yeah, guys, and that's 10 of their last 12 points now coming off of assists.
Lowry passes to DeRozan. Hansbrough setting the pick for DeRozan. And it's Lowry penetrating. Trying to find Hansbrough. Gets it to him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's what you need to pull that off.
Well, both ends of that play, just fantastic.
Charlotte leading by 14. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henderson. From outside, off the mark. Here comes Lowry. From past the arc. And again, Toronto with the triple. Here's Morris. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's Charlotte. They lead by 11. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
The NBA season gains momentum. Rudy Gay and the Toronto Raptors go up against the Houston Rockets. It's happening next Monday night.
And now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's 1 of 7 terrific assists on the night from Lowry.
And what you love about his ability to pass the ball, Kevin, is that it just seems so natural to him, so fluid. He's always in control, understanding where his teammates are and anticipating passing angles.
Raptors trail by 11. So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Gray out there with Austin Day. And it's Fields in at the 3 slot. And there's the feed to Day. Doubled by McRoberts. 5 to shoot. So it's Toronto now. Clock at 4. Shot from 16 and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
Lowry with the ball. Lowry gets a screen from Gray. And Lowry gets double teamed. Day dishes to Lowry. 6 to shoot. Here's Fields. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 8 now on the night. Bobcats leading by 10. Kicks to Henderson. From downtown. And the Bobcats another 3.
You know, when he's got that kind of a height advantage on the defender, it's just too easy for him to rise up and get the shot off.
The drive by Lowry. He dishes it to Gray. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Bobcats.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside. You know, after the Rudy Gay trade sent Jose Calderon, Kyle Lowry said that now the Raptors were his team. And while that might be debatable, he's clearly got the talent to run a team at the point guard position.
And Toronto making a change here. Making some changes. Zeller comes in for Josh McRoberts. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Walker. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. No surprise, really. The turnover situation was the focus. He told them, listen, we're giving it away, guys. We've got to protect the ball, play within ourselves, and get quality shots. Kevin?
Here's Antetokounmpo after the made shot from AC. Here's Ross. The shot is off. And it's the Bobcats taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. The 10-footer. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Yeah, very solid offensive execution out there.
Raptors trail by 14. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Down low, knocked away, and stolen by Zeller. And it's the Bobcats on the break. Here's Jefferson. Rebound by the Raptors. Ace's got his third rebound tonight. Outside Lowry. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
All of the above.
Now Lowry. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist missing from long range. And Day gets it to go. Hansborough's come in for Austin Day, and it's DeRozan in for Terrence Ross. Here's Antetokounmpo, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Toronto with the ball. It's a 10-point game. Lowry with the ball, now guarded by Antetokounmpo. Lowry passes to Hansbrough. Back to Lowry. Out to DeRozan. Just 5 to shoot. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Now here's Henderson. Nailed from three-point land. Henderson's got 15 points here in the second half. Raptors trail by 11. Pass to DeRozan. Wide open. That's short off the rim. Fast break now for Charlotte. Shot from 12. And the basket is in from Antetokounmpo.
Boy, they've looked good in the open floor today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they've been doing the right thing, Steve. Anytime they've had numbers, they've gone straight up court with it right away. Boom.
Now here is Lowry. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Rudy Gay's checked in for Landry Fields. So it's Toronto now, trailing by 13. Now here is Morris. He's tightly guarded. Shot by Zeller, no good. The Raptors have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. And DeRozan kicks to Hansbrough. And it's sent back by Zeller. Jefferson on top. Charlotte moving it around. Morris. Kept alive by Charlotte. Jefferson, that's good. And the Bobcats lead by 15.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Charlotte.
Looks that way, Steve. And Clark, what an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA, to push the pace and to apply pressure from an offensive standpoint. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch,
It
too.
sure is. It sure is.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so by winning the first of 3 in this season series, it should give them plenty of momentum and confidence for the next time they'll have to lace their sneakers up against the Raptors. Al Jefferson doing all sorts of things. He has 11 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, it's just a small part of what's been a solid overall contribution by him defensively.
Guys, the league is always thirsty for shooting. Look no further than Steve Novak, a pure shooter, a specialist. Not exactly very athletic. At 6'10", he's never even dunked in a game, but he can stroke it.
Bobcats on offense. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Walker dishes to Haywood. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. Good on the triple.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
And that's an intentional foul.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Augustine against Walker. And Augustine kicks today. And that's collected by Antetokounmpo. And he gets it to go.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Haywood gets the bucket.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Gerald, we often hear coaches talking about chemistry and focus. What's the key right now mentally for this team and how you guys approach each game?
You know, it's just something, you know, you just got to stick with it. You know, we come in here every day ready to work and compete every night. So, you know, it's good that, you know, we're playing well and we want to keep it going.
Congratulations, Gerald. Thank you so much. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gerald Henderson.